Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. 2021, it's going to be a great year. Um, Want to come to you today and start the year off right and saying, if this is your first time watching, trying to figure out what this thing is all about. My name's Rich, and I'm with the Council on Aging, and we come in contact with obviously lots of older adults and family. And so every week I try to come and bring a little bit of encouragement, some words of hope, and things that maybe could lay upon your heart to share with somebody else. And in a world that is lacking a little bit of positivity, I'm doing the best that I can to bring you a little bit of positive and encouraging words every week. And so I usually come, put these kind of crazy words up behind me and talk about them and share with you and how it relates to what we do and how we work with older adults. So, my first word this year, as we start the new year, is the word imperfect. Now, historically, that word perfect, there's only one person in history that ever was, and yeah, how that ended up, that's not for me. So none of us are perfect, and many of us strive to try to be perfect, and we're not. So we keep trying to do something that will never be. We're imperfect. Now, I look at imperfect as the word imp, IMP, devilish. I'm devilishly perfect. What it really just means is it's not crystal in one nice little frame. Our lives are messy, they're flawed. And many of us struggle with that. That we constantly strive, and society and media tells us that we need to look this way, we need to be this way, we need to act this way, and we are an imperfect, flawed agency. Yeah, that may come as a shocker, but the sooner we all come to grips on who we really are, I think it'll be a much better world. Nobody's better than anybody else. I'm not better than you, and you ain't better than me. In some ways, we're all kind of in the same fishbowl, just swimming around, looking for purpose, looking for a home, looking for food, looking for shelter. Um, And so I think it's important as we start this new year. And I'm not going to talk about 2020 because that's past. And as I look ahead, and hopefully I'll have tomorrow, hopefully I'll have next week. I don't know. All I know is right now I got today, and today I'm just not a perfect guy. Now there would probably most of my staff would argue that, but I say, oh no, no, no. But none of us are. We're just regular, and it's okay to be regular. Imperfect. It's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to have a flaw. You know, um, for example, I always like when people get new refrigerators or stoves, and maybe there's a scratch on the side or behind that goes up against the wall. Nah, return that. It's not perfect. I paid for perfect. Okay, no one can see it. And the funny thing is, most of the time, people can't see your imperfections until you bring it up. So don't bring it up. People see you for who you are. Don't tell them who you are. Let them come to that determination. Hopefully, people look at me as an imperfect, flawed person because I really am. And even when we look at the word broken, broken has so many different connotations, so many meanings. And being broken isn't always a bad thing. In some way, we're all broken. It's part of that imperfection, part of that being flawed. We try to look perfect and let everybody think one thing. And sometimes I think a lot of people that I come across live like in Hollywood, like when it's a beautiful mansion and behind it it's just like two by fours holding up the facade. I think many of us on some days we put up a facade of who we want people to think we are. We want people to think everything's good. I'm perfect. Life is good, and life isn't always good. And I'm sure there'll be many people who would give an amen to that because of last year. So it's not always okay, and we're not always perfect. And that's part of what our role here at our agency is come on, if you're imperfect, flawed, broken, let's work together to see what we can do to help you. Are we going to make you perfect? Nope. Are we going to make you flawless? Nope. Um, are we going to unbroke you? No, but I'll tell you what, we're going to glue the parts back together again, just like Humpty Dumpty. May not be perfect, but it's still you. It's still you. And that's kind of what I see that we do here is people come to us broken, hopeless, and don't know where to go, what to do. And we're kind of like the glue factory. Maybe we'll be the council on glue. No, okay. Um, but that's what we kind of do is help you to get to a place that you feel good about who you are. And, you know, the whole isolation has really messed with a lot of people. The mental aspect and the wear and tear and the grind and the news and this and that and everything. And, you know, it ain't going to get better next week, next month, maybe 2 months, three. I don't know. But it's today. And the more that we just live our lives as the imperfect people that we are, we can kind of come to grips with all the craziness that goes on around the world. So I would encourage you today to take a look in the mirror, because there's days that I do, and yes, I do, because I look in the mirror and say, yeah, what am I going to do today? Or at night, I'll say, did I make a difference today? Look in the mirror, and instead of looking sideways or puffing out your chest or your hair, just look in the mirror and say, you know, I'm pretty darn good. Yeah, I'm not perfect, I'm not flawed, but it's who I am. And we love who you are. Be you. And we're going to be us. And we're going to help get people's lives back together as best as we can. We can't be all things to all people here at the Council on Aging, but we do our best. We've got a loving, caring staff that really wants to help. And and I think all of us, as we look ahead, and I talked previously about making choices, as we look ahead, you know, I like that saying that, well, what do you want to be in 2021? And I like the answer. I'm going to be nice. And I think if we all focused on just being nice and accepting who we are and being okay with that, sure, I need to lose a couple of pounds, or sure, my hair is a little gray, or sure, I don't have this or I don't have that, but it's okay. We're not here to judge, and neither should you. And so maybe this world, as we're moving forward, let's just be nice. And trust me, I know what you're saying right now. It's hard. There's nobody that finds it harder some days to be nice than me. Yeah, it's tough. But, you know, it's something that I have to make a choice to be. It's something I have to make a choice to be. And so I'm okay with who I am, the imperfect me, the flawed me, the broken me, to reach out to you, to maybe your mom, your dad, your next door neighbor, and we are going to do the best we can to help heal a community that is very broken. It's time to heal. It's time to love again. And it's just time to be nice. And I tell you, I'm going to work really hard at it. That's going to be tough, but I will. So if I can, maybe you can. So this is just me sharing with you a little bit about who we are, what we do, and it's just not about older people. It's about a community, and community comes together. So come on with us, join us in healing and loving our community better next year. So this has just been Rich, just Rich. And all I have to say is peace, peace out.